In the last video, I talked about how imagination gets conditioned out of us. How most people aren't lazy or broken. They're just disconnected from autonomy, curiosity, and choice. But today I want to go deeper because imagination isn't just something that we lost. It's something that we're still using every single day. Most people just don't realize how they're using it and whether it's building their life or quietly working against them. Now, here's the thing to understand, that your imagination is always on. Always. Even when you think you're being realistic, or even when you think you're just reacting to life. Even when you imagine worst case scenarios, that's using your imagination. When you replay conversations in your head, that's imagination. When you think about the witty one-liner that you could have said 3 hours ago in that conversation with somebody, that is your imagination. And when you picture how something will probably go wrong, that is also your imagination. So the question isn't whether you're using it. The question is, what direction is your imagination pointed in? For me, I understood the power of imagination when I hit rock bottom. I was very much done with this life. And then something happened that is very difficult to explain. But anyone else who has experienced it will know exactly what I mean. It was an awakening. It was like something just gave me this vision of what my life could be. It was like all the power of the imagination that I had denied and refused for years, all of a sudden just came back to me and showed me what I truly was capable of doing. And it was almost as if this image was handed to me. And that's one of the things that I say to myself, is that I am a very lucky human being. That is one of my beliefs that I've locked in. And once I saw this vision, I couldn't unsee it. It was like every single part of me understood that this was my assignment. And that was when imagination stopped being this like fantasy thing and like started becoming orientation. Because I had this end goal, I have this guiding light now. So I'm able to imagine the steps to get there. And that's currently what I'm doing. See, when I'm actively using my imagination, my body feels different. It's like my dopamine comes online. The ideas flow, the energy rises, the curiosity wakes up. See, I'm a big ideas person. So when I see a vision, I'll act on it. But when imagination shuts down and I'm stuck in pure admin mode, everything feels heavy, flat, lifeless. And don't get me wrong, admin is a part of life and it's important, but it shouldn't be the center of your life. And that's why I'm currently working towards a life that is 75% play and 25% hustle. That is my ultimate goal in life, where I can earn good money, really good money, playing 75% of the time and hustling 25% of the time. And I'm honestly on my way there. And imagination makes this all possible. Now, there is something very important that I want to address. And this is where most people get it wrong. They confuse imagination with escapism. Because escapism is imagining a better life, but then doing nothing about it. Talking, planning, dreaming, never moving. That's called magical thinking. And yeah, magical thinking feels nice at first, but then it starts turning into bitterness. Bitterness towards yourself, and then projecting that bitterness onto others. Because deep down, you know you're avoiding the work. And imagination without action does not free you. It traps you. The people who win aren't the ones with the wildest dreams. Yeah, it's nice and fluffy to have these big dreams and to tell people about what your visions are. But the people who win, they're the ones who imagine clearly, then take ruthless action, then move through discomfort, then adjust, then keep going. Imagination doesn't replace effort, it directs it. Now, when I say thoughts create reality, this is what I don't mean. I don't mean that you sit on the couch and visualize a Ferrari and then it magically appears out of thin air, waiting for the universe to deliver it. Now, if you watched The Secret, it is a great documentary, but they miss out one very, very important component, and that is taking ruthless action. What I mean is this: what you think about consistently changes how you behave, what you notice, what you say yes to, what you say no to, and what you believe is possible. Your thoughts are just rehearsals, and then your rehearsals shape your performance. A physical example of using your imagination is when I was in hospital with stomach surgery, I just decided to experiment on myself. I visualized myself healing every single day. I've done human biology at school and I studied anatomy at uni, so I kind of had the basic understanding of my body. And after hearing Joe Dispenza talk about how he healed himself from a very serious accident, I thought I may as well just try, because I'm sitting here doing nothing anyway. And the doctors were shocked about how quickly I recovered, and I was sent home early. Now, was it only imagination? I don't know. It could have been my angels looking out for me. But I do know this, that the body listens to the mind, and far more than we've been taught. Now, it's not just about healing or life-changing moments either. It's the everyday stuff. If you constantly imagine a shitty outcome, your reality is going to mirror that. Your nervous system prepares you for loss. Your behavior tightens and your energy contracts. So I started doing the opposite. I built practices that train imagination. I fall asleep listening to Neville Goddard meditations. Highly, highly, highly recommend. And if you want some recommendations, then comment below because I'll give you some. These are just affirmations running in the background while my conscious mind is offline. See, when you're asleep, your conscious mind goes offline, but your subconscious stays awake. And so if you're listening to affirmations, they just go straight past your conscious mind, straight into your subconscious mind. You're basically flooding your subconscious with positive affirmations while you're asleep. You can really choose to optimize your sleep because you're just laying there doing nothing. How can you use it to better yourself? I also repeat a simple mantra a lot of the time, and it goes like this. Something wonderful is going to happen to me today. And I usually do this when I'm driving in the car like along the coast, like with the windows down, because I'm just like sending it out, just because I feel good when I'm by the coast. When I see the water, and so I just let it go. And then when I notice something wonderful happened to me that day, I'm like, it just allows me to focus on that thing. It allows me to look for something wonderful because that one sentence changes everything. And yeah, you can think, oh, affirmations are dumb, affirmations are bullshit. But it's the feeling that you get behind it, the intention that you get. If you're speaking affirmations just because someone else told you to, then chances are they're not going to work for you. You need to feel your affirmation. You need to make it like, it needs to feel good. So make little like one-liners that you say every day. Another one that I like to say is, show me how good it can get. My intention is like I'm speaking to the universe when I say that. Show me how good it can get. Whenever I say that, show me how good it can get, it's like I just feel my body just like expand. It's just like, I'm getting tingles now talking about it. It feels good. That's how it should feel. And gratitude works the same way as well. It doesn't deny pain, but it redirects your focus. And your focus grows your reality. We know that. I was skeptical of all of this once until it worked. I used to be the biggest skeptic of all of this woo-woo stuff, like massively. And then I was like shown, I was given the key to the door. And ever since then, my life has transformed for the better. Now, people who constantly imagine worst case scenarios usually end up living them. Not because the universe is cruel, but because the body, mind, and behavior align with that expectation. It's just how it works. Victim thinking attracts victim outcomes. That doesn't mean that bad things won't happen. It means that you don't build your identity around defeat. And there's going to be times when you're thinking best case scenario and when you're working on thinking best case scenario, and it doesn't work out. This is a normal part of the process. This is teaching you resilience. So don't be disheartened when you're thinking best case scenario, and still things aren't happening. This is teaching you resilience. And a lot of people jump into this stuff and go, all right, I'm going to give this a crack for a week and see if it works. And the whole time they're trying to think best case scenario, there's underlying beliefs there that it doesn't work. And so if you have that, obviously things aren't going to work out. You need to train your subconscious to shift, and that takes time. You can't just go, oh yeah, I'm going to try it, why not, blah, blah, blah. And that attitude, even the, yeah, may as well try, I've got nothing else. That's a victim mentality. You need to shake that off because this takes time. That resilience training, it's the universe asking, do you really want this? Do you want it badly enough? Because there'll be times where you're disheartened and you think that it's not working. Absolutely. This is part of the process. Because if you think this life is going to be sunshine and rainbows, I have news for you, my friend. There are challenges and obstacles in the way. And it's how you deal with them that shapes who you are as a person. Because let me tell you, I have been tested a lot. And I've just come through the other side every single time. Because I've trained myself to do that. And so can you. Now, this is important. Because imagination isn't just mental. It's physiological. Which means that it lives within the body. When you imagine something meaningful, your posture changes, your breathing changes, your energy shifts. That's why imagination feels dangerous to some people, because it wakes the body up, and a body that's awake doesn't tolerate numb life. So here's the truth, is that imagination is not the problem. Avoiding responsibility is, because the moment that you realize that your imagination is shaping your life, you lose the comfort of pretending that you're powerless. And that is where things start to get real. Now, in the next video, I want to talk about the cost of imagination, which is responsibility, discomfort, and identity change. Because yeah, imagination does give you power, but with power comes great responsibility. And power always has a price. The question is, are you willing to pay it? If this video is landing for you, then subscribe to this channel. And if you want to join a community of like-minded creators where we intentionally use our imagination every single day to create the life of our dreams, then join the Skool community below. It's a community of creators who build and connect with one another.